Okay, I'm talking to John Stanky today. You grew up on a farm, and then when did you come back to farm?
Probably in '72.
Okay.
I'm going to say somewhere in that area.
You were renting. How much land did you rent?
I just rented basically the farm ground. I had a little over 240 acres that I farmed.
40 acres. And then you worked for your father off to the side on his farm. Okay. Did you have any livestock over there?
Not up there. We had a hog operation that we operated.
How big?
At one time we got up to 700 feeder pigs at a time, which was way too much.
Yeah. But it was, how many were in and out every week type thing?
We usually sold at least one load a week at that.
Numbers?
20 to 25.
So every week 20 to 25 came in, 20 to 25 came out. What was the time period, a fattening time period?
That was a long time ago. I'm thinking 3 to 4 months.
Okay. So at the maximum 4 months, you had them fat. They were wean pigs, and you fattened them up.
And we usually liked them at about 60 pounds, 65 pounds, because they.
What was the weight when you sold them?
Generally around 240. It was the basic idea.
Okay. What did you raise on your crops then, on your rented ground?
Mostly wheat and dryland corn and milo.
Which was the most profitable?
Probably in general the wheat.
Okay. What was your bushels to the acre on dry land, since it's dry land?
It was all dry land.
What was the best?
Best year, there was one year, it wasn't all, the average was in the high 40s, but I had some that was 60, 65 bushel an acre. That was a really good year.
For this area, absolutely, yeah. The on your the crops themselves, what was the basic price that you were getting? Bushel.
There was a few, most of the time somewhere between 2.5 and 5.
Did you get in on that $5 then? Let's see, what about that time period?
Yeah,
that
I lucked out
came in?
once and I didn't hit the top, but I got reasonably close for part of the crop.
Did you? Did you? Did you store any of your grain, or did you sell it?
I usually sold about half off, as soon as I harvested, and then I usually kept between a third and half of the crop, and then I'd sell part of it during the year.
Did you have your own combine, or did you hire that?
I bought my own. I started out with a John Deere 55, and then I moved up to a 95.
What did that cost back then for a combine?
The 95 cost me a whole $900. It was a used one from a
$900 for a used combine, and they cost now?
Well, now a used one will cost you a quarter, probably at least $125,000
or $200,000
or more.
Yeah, I was going to say I think they're about $200,000, but anyway, yeah, terrible price comparatively. What was the biggest tractor you owned?
I bought a 4020 John Deere, and it was about 86 horse drawbar.
Yeah. And price?
It wasn't super big, but for no more acres than I had, it was enough.
Yeah. Did you ever think about trying to expand, or was it about all you could afford to lose?
Well, I ended up, after a number of years, I ended up starting to, my dad was farming a quarter section that was off the place where they lived, and I ended up farming it for a couple of years. So I ended up, I had about 3/4 of a section that I was actually farming.
Did you have insurance?
I took insurance every year, and in the later years, it kept me going. I didn't make money, but it kept me going.
Kept you, it broke you if you didn't have it.
Yeah.
You got hailed out.
I got hailed out several times.
Total?
On one occasion, yes. Well, the milo crop was partial. I think it ended up like about 60%. The corn crop was 100%. Fact is, when the adjuster We looked at the mile first. He said, well, I want to see the corn. We didn't even get to the field. He said, I seen enough.
Okay.
Zeroed it out
Yeah.
because there was one or two stalks in the whole field that were ear height.
Okay. What forced you out or made you say I'm done?
Basically, the banker. You know, he more or less said, I went in for to get a loan for the next year. He more or less said, you know, you can farm if you want to, but not with our money.
I see. But you had always made payments. It wasn't that you weren't keeping up. It was just getting harder to do.
It was just that things were getting hard at that time, and they were getting a little more selective.
Yeah. What do you remember the interest you were paying the bank? Were you farming when the interest rates were skyrocketing there for a while?
Part of the while, yes. I mean, it was very, you know,
it was
I think the highest I got up to was 12 something.
12% a year. Ooh, that'd be tough.
You know, I think when I started it was like 3 to 4.
Shame. Well, that's as good as any reason. And you turned around and became a city guy and started working factory and done well as far as that goes.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't have a lot of money, but at least I have some money.
That's right, to retire.
To retire.
To retire, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.